From the Gigadenza archive, Article 253177. Another flawed fable. For those self-styled, swivel-chair, webcam-worshipping psychoanalytics who have yet to indulge themselves with the fathomless deep dives that a certain alleged closet Christian professor has been clinically executing upon a cherry-picked anthology of the legendary Brothers Grimm's most iconic tales from a bygone age of moral myths and metaphysical fantasy, supposedly steeped in and evolved from ancient Germanic folklore, fear no further, for I can exclusively reveal a condensed and promotion-free preview of a purported future episode in this fascinating series that the groundbreaking life guru has lined up for his battalions of infatuated fans. The professor in question's reputation as a vociferous campaigner against the principles of cultural neutrality and coordinated equality within dysfunctional democracies seemingly intent on conflating free speech with hate crimes is well established, as is his authorship of at least a baker's dozen best-selling guides on how chronically disenchanted humans can realize a healthy, happy existence utterly bereft of medically proven snake oil, affordable feng shui classes, reasonably priced mindfulness techniques, and powdered placebo at £100 a purified gram. PJP is a man who, since his meteoric and controversial rise to justifiable fame, has been accused of utilising every noun, verb, adjective, but not under any circumstances gender non-binary pronoun in the known universe to interpret the terminally diminutive antithesis of infinity, or more succinctly, use pretty much everything to describe nothing. And, having scrupulously deconstructed the infamous fable Snow White and the 7 vertically challenged patriarchs, and turned a story about 2 siblings held captive by Mrs. Kipling in a cottage assembled from sweet cakes, unsavoury confectionaries, and an assortment of pastry and biscuit-based snacks, typically found at a pensioner's tea party, into one of over-solicitous maternity, it is rumoured that the renowned academic enlightener now has his perpetually forensic sights set upon picking apart another of the Grimm twins' timeless children's classics, Goldilocks and the great ancestral trio to Yogi, Fozzie, and Winnie the Pooh. Numerous scholars who've spent extensive time studying and crafting detailed lectures around the original text, of which there is thought to be at least 5 variations, claim the story to be a cautionary allegory, divulging the dangers not merely of leaving one's house unsecured and vulnerable to the beady eyes and furtive fingers of thieving strangers, in this case Goldilocks herself, but also humanity's inclination to take for granted the hospitality and provisions fortuitously made available by sentient creatures of a supposedly less sophisticated or wholly absent moral belief system. In this respect, the narrative's moral subtext is often cited as being closely aligned with the tale of Little Red Riding Hood, but with the boot on the other paw, so to speak, with the threat being posed by greed in the archetypal innocent and human form, that of a not quite grown-up adult human female. The 3 bears are metaphorical embodiments of primeval, parental and juvenile psychologies, together with the rudimentary instincts that each manifests through its attributed animal's behaviours and, in contrast to the homicidal transvestite lupine, who jeopardizes the hooded heroine of its sister tale, do not have human parallels. Rather, it is Goldilocks, who is the proverbial wolf in spring lamb's clothing. The organic rolled oats, upon which the fair-haired child gorges herself into a complex carb-triggered stupor, epitomizes the unconditional obligation of parents to ensure that any provisions hunted or harvested for their precious offspring are perfect, even at their own expense. Hence Goldilocks' preference for baby bear's thermally agreeable gruel, and acute rejection of its unpalatably tepid or piping hot alternatives. Right, that's it. Where's my ready brec?